We are back in the heartland this evening at the State Basketball Centre in Melbourne's southeast as the Phoenix host the Perth Wildcats. The Phoenix shocked the NBL on Thursday, rolling the Sydney Kings, while the Wildcats come in having a 6-game losing streak snapped at the hands of the Hawks on Thursday. And after that, all these Phoenix fans that are in the building are thinking anything is possible as we come into tonight. Great to have you with us. We take a look at our Mitsubishi Motors ladder. The Wildcats come in second. The Phoenix are 10th on the table. But Liam Santa Maria, we know that anything is possible in this competition.
Well, they proved that the other night, didn't they, Joel? The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix and Adelaide right above them. They keep winning. It was a spectacular performance the other night from the Phoenix, and you know they've got tremendous motivation and confidence and energy coming into this one in an effort to replicate what took place.
Absolutely they do. Mike Kelly will be very keen to get a similar type of performance from what he got the other night, Andrew Gaze.
It is, and it was based around Mitch Creek. Mitch Creek set the tone. He did what superstars have to do in that first half. He was spectacular. When you've got your superstar leading from the front, the confidence grows amongst the group, and you could see as the game was rolling on, these guys that we're looking at as fine players, but perhaps, you know, still trying to find their way, grow extra legs and just look fantastic, knocking down shots. Cody Statman with 2 of the biggest threes, one from both sides, to really give him their advantage or keep their advantage. But he was had his best game in the NBL, and we're talking about a guy that's really fighting. He's fighting to become a long-term NBL player.
Not even a rostered player yet, Liam.
No, but he's been a guy that's been in the basketball radar in Australia for a long time. I remember watching Queensland North with Sam Froling and Cody Statman leading the way, and then he went over to Virginia, didn't play a lot, won a national championship, of course was with Brisbane, and Mike Kelly has given him an opportunity here. He's been doing the work on the day-to-day, and he had a coming-out party against the Sydney Kings.
He had a really big night. It was big for his career, big for his family as well. Nerily Meadows caught up with him a little bit earlier.
16-6 in a famous win the other night, and you started as well. Has your phone just been going off in the last 48 hours?
Yeah, for sure. Especially after the game. I waited a little bit to check it just because I didn't really know which ones to check first. Obviously, I checked my mum's text first, and that was good to see straight after the game, which is a pretty big congratulations, so that was good to see.
What did Mum say?
She just said, great game. Like, I've been working really hard towards this, so obviously she just really liked to see me out there and saw what I did. So she was just really congratulating, to be honest. Was
there one moment that stood out to you? The deep three for me was the one that really got the crowd going.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. Yeah, the deep three for sure. It's always a good feeling when you hit something like that deep on the shot clock buzzer. So yeah, the crowd got into it a lot as well, so it gave me goosebumps a little bit.
And what does it do for the belief of this group, the fact that you're so undermanned and you managed to get that win?
Yeah, it was great. Like I said, the crowd was into it, so they got all the boys really confident. And afterwards, the game, the locker room, everyone just really high spirits and stuff like that. And that makes it a lot more fun playing basketball when it's like that.
And to see the skipper, Mitch Creek, even when he took those couple of minutes off, he's waving his towel, getting into it from the bench, to have that belief from him, what did that do for the group?
It was great, yeah. You know, when he's like that, I think that's when we play our best basketball. So it's always good to see him like that for sure.
Of course, today, though, you've got Perth, who are obviously up against it after a big loss at home, so they'll be raring to fight back. How's that going to go?
I think it's going to be a really good game. We're just going to stick to our game plan, do what we do best, and hopefully we come out on top.
Just finally, the scat man, I hear that that's a bit of a thing. Is that a bit of a thing?
I guess so, yeah, in a way. I feel like the older people know what it is. I still don't really know what it is, but... It's
talking about us, older people, us. You know
like
the tune, though?
Before. Yeah, I do a little bit, but like I said before, I don't know where it's from. But I guess I'll roll with it, yeah.
I'm feeling so bee-bop-bop-bada-boop.
Yeah, it's a good tune for sure. I'll roll with it.
Bit of fun between Nerily and Cody Statman. I can see her down near the PA as well. We might hear that when he hits a three tonight. That man didn't have his best game against the Hawks on Thursday. Have we seen the blueprint to maybe stop Bryce Cotton?
They have it, and a lot of it's just trying to take the ball out of his hands. Now, they've been on a run. You look at the numbers against the Hawks. That is impressive by the Illawarra Hawks, how they contain this superstar. But I think the combination, you look at him and Jordan Usher, between them, they were 5 of 26 from the field. Only shot it as an entire team at 35%. But what it does do, you go back to the start of the season when Bryce wasn't at his best, they were losing. And if you can take Bryce out of the game, the others need to step up. And this starting lineup, this was not what they were expecting in October last season, but it showed that what happened the other night is that you can get some special performances when people get an opportunity.
And Ben Air, he's going to need to really step up at the defensive end. He's going to have the job on Bryce Cotton early. They're going to throw extra numbers at him and bodies for sure, but Air, I suspect, will have that initial matchup.
And that lineup has been very successful for John Rillie throughout the course of the season. Webster, Doolittle, Cotton, Harris and Pinder. So the State Basketball Centre is rocking on a Saturday night. These fans are energised. They came here on Thursday. They got a little bit more than they expected. Can the Phoenix deliver again this evening? Or will the Wildcats walk out with a 16th win of the season and continue their march to the top spot? The visitors get us going on offence. Christian Doolittle can't quite get that to go.
To me, the first 5-6 minutes is really important. It's a lot harder for the Phoenix to be playing catch-up. They need to, like they did the other night, set the tone, and there's a good action at the rim. And Jack misses a bunny around the basket, but I like the play.
Webster to Pinder back the other way. Who gets us going?
Ty Webster has been sensational for the Wildcats. There he sets Pinder up for the bucket, but the scoring as well. 4 straight games with 15 or more as Mitch Creek can't finish at the rim.
And Webster comes straight back the other way. Been scoring at will. Outside to Hiram Harris.
Well, he's becoming consistent. Sometimes it's not all that orthodox. Scores are tied with 2 minutes to go against the Sydney Kings, and it's Hiram Harris that banks one in to get them over the line. But if he's left that wide open, he's proven that he can knock them down.
Statman outside. More of the save!
Oh my.
And there is Nerily Meadows music straight away. There's you having a bop down in the corner.
Listen to this as well. The perfect song is playing right now. Southeast Melbourne Phoenix all over it for the Statman, Scatman, just on that one. That song came out in 1995. He was born in 2000, so no wonder he doesn't know anything about it. But Mitch Creek, he needs to back up the minutes from the other night. 37 on them, a huge night for him. The good news is after this, he gets a full 7-day break. The throwdown is up next Saturday night. As far as fitness goes for the rest of the United missing stars, Abdul Nader is a chance. Gary Brown should be returning, and Matt Kenyon is hopeful to return as well. So the Stars should be returning for that throwdown.
It's good news for the Phoenix. Of course, it's been a tough fixture for them over the last little while. Haven't had the results they'd hoped for. Creek from the mid-range can't hit. Bryce Cotton coming off a quiet night. He never stays quiet for long.
No, he's a champion, and champions, they bounce back usually pretty quickly. And we saw that from Melbourne United as well. We see Ben Air bully his way to the basket, but yeah, this is a lot tougher proposition with a team that's been so good for big chunks of the season coming in after a very disappointing home loss.
Cotton underneath. Just keeps it on a string.
Well, he just reads the defense, finds different ways to score. You want to sit on the high side, he'll take what you give him and he'll go to the bucket. And if you deny, he'll backcut you to the basket. And there, Ben Air loses his footing. Wildcats able to tie him up.
We spoke about a bit on Friday, Liam, that performance from Perth on Thursday night. Was that a concerning performance for you, or just one of those off nights?
No, I think it was an off night. I think they just took the foot off the pedal a little bit. 6 in a row. They started feeling themselves. Illawarra come in desperate. And, you know, in this league, if you are just a little bit off, someone will take advantage. So definitely not surprising to see them switched on in looking for a bounce-back performance tonight.
Statman again. Wow. He likes this venue. 2 threes early for Statman. Webster the long 2. That won't go.
And relatively open ones. Defense is there on Statman, but Jack with the dunk. And again, Ben Air, almost the identical move. This time he gets around his defender, the help comes, so he lays it off. But, geez, what we saw from Statman, he's been given a lot of space early on.
Hiram Harris comes straight back the other way. What about the bounce back factor off that game for the Phoenix, Drewy? Pretty emotionally and physically sapping performance on Thursday night to come out fresh and get going here as Air leaves that one a little bit short. It's a really good sign. Statman, another one. Not that time.
Well, it is, but we take a look at the Harvey Norman replay. This is Statman. That's his first three. And then, see how they're going underneath? That's just an invitation for him to shoot. Now, I was talking to John really before the game, and he was commenting about the Sydney Kings and how these guys like Statman got going early, and he was pretty determined to not let that happen. I'm not sure the message was getting through based on the defense we just saw in that last replay.
Oh, lovely spin move from Webster.
Well, there's the problem down the other end. They're scoring at will. 7 of 9. Terrific offensive start by the Perth Wildcats.
Harris has got 5 to lead the Wildcats. Statman 6 at the other end for the Phoenix. Well, two-man game between Creek and Statman. Pinder from the weak side to reject it. Creek gets it right back.
A big-time help from Pinder coming across and sending that away, but Creek never gives up on the play. Always ready to clean up the mess and finishes it off at the cup.
Keanu Pinder with the athletic move, trying to extend around the defence, but will be sent to the line instead.
Well, they had so much fun offensively the other night, the Phoenix. 36 points in the opening quarter. Hit 15 threes at nearly 50%. But right now, the defense is letting him down.
It is, and this is a well-drilled Perth Wildcats team.
Oh, Mitch Creek just showed Keanu Pinder the burger sign.
Wow. Well, they're on the line. He's 69% free throw shooter on the season, and he holds the follow through to say, "Hey, Mitch, no burgers here." I love it. Love those little interactions.
A little bit of byplay.
Yeah, very nice. Done in the right spirit.
In the warm-up, Mitch Creek and Bryce Cotton were just in front of us here, and Mitch said, "G'day, Bryce," and Bryce had no words for him, just a smile. Very pleasant between those two. I like a double at Creek there.
Well, I like that from Ty Webster. As you said, Drew, the Phoenix are going to play through Creek. They're going to grow confidence if Creek gets up and about. So as soon as you see him turn his back, send a double team, take him by surprise. Phoenix with 13 on the shot clock.
Ben Air from the baseline, Creek for 3.
And he's been aggressive. Creek hasn't backed away from what the responsibilities. He's already had 5 field goal attempts. Made just the one, but his percentages tonight is not going to be, or shouldn't play in his mind at all.
The Wildcats by 6, just over halfway through this opening term. Great to be at the State Basketball Centre. Second leg of a Saturday night doubleheader after the Adelaide 36ers registered another win over the Cairns Taipans. Air steps into one. Doolittle and Creek will be a great matchup tonight. And Creek forces it back the Phoenix's way.
Great hustle. Creek here, getting down, diving on the ball. Ooh. Creek might have got a hand in there.
Maybe a little bit of a hometown call. One stays after the deflection from Cotton. Foxwell to Vague. Bryce Cotton brings it up for the Wildcats and threads the needle inside.
Well, went in anyway. I think they were just saying there would have been basket interference, but I think it went in unless my eyes were sleeping.
Went in,
Yeah.
no foul call, just basket interference, so the basket counts, but Cotton getting to the rim. 3 of 3 from the field, all right at the cup as Tarangi does the same down the other end. The Phoenix just doing enough here to hang tough.
Bryce would love those looks at the rim after a tough night on Thursday against the Hawks. Beautiful ball movement and a big block from Krieg. He sent that back with some authority. Lovely find from Foxwell, and Vague was cutting baseline.
What it is, and down the other end, they send a double team, but it needs to be a lot more contested. Now, they get away with that with just the play from Krieg saving the play. But the defense would be a concern for Mike Kelly right now.
Chance to celebrate six-time NBA champion Scottie Pippen's return to Australia alongside fellow Chicago Bulls legends Luke Longley and Horace Grant. We're giving away the ultimate VIP experience for the upcoming No Ball Tour. 2 VIP tickets for the Sydney show. It includes flights and accommodation, the chance to meet the stars, a merch pack and more. The QR code on your screen or head to nbl.com.au/NoBallComp to enter.
What a prize. That is certainly a wonderful opportunity and experience that you can have.
Couldn't ask for much more than that.
Probably the once-in-a-lifetime type of opportunity. I would have thought.
Put it into that category, no doubt about that. If you look at Foxwell at the bottom of your screen, he is just not helping. His sole purpose in life is to not let Bryce Cotton catch the ball.
Which, of course, makes total sense. It's how you need to go about Bryce Cotton. But what it does, it opens up the space for everyone else.
Hiram Harris was the beneficiary. Wonderful feed from Statman, and Krieg gets upstairs.
You got to get Mitch Krieg involved in as many of those types of actions as you can. And that time, Statman puts it right on the spot.
Really playing with some confidence is Cody Statman, which is great to see from the youngster. Hiram Harris is as well. That one was well off. The Phoenix keen to push the pace. Krieg underneath the Vague. That was a crowded area.
Here's the pass from Statman. One hand, live dribble, puts it beautifully in place.
Jordan Usher, when you look at that play, he just ran into the screener. You're either fighting over the top to put more pressure on, or you're getting underneath to get into the legs of Krieg in order to stop the roll. But he did none of that, and made for a relatively easy pick and roll situation.
Alexar out there for the Wildcats. Prospective #1 pick. Knocked at the top of another draft during the week. The Ringers' Kevin O'Connor. Cotton underneath to Pinder. Wildly flings it back out, and it was right on target. 6 on the shot clock for Bryce. Got to where he wanted to go, but couldn't finish. Wildcats by 5, 2 minutes remaining opening term. Joel Peterson, Liam Santamaria, Andrew Gaze and Nerily Meadows with you. Great to have your company. Luke Rosendale goes baseline and Usher's called for the foul.
Well, we talk about these guys. Joel, like Luke Rosendale, Owen Foxwell, Cody Statman off to a great start. Ben Aircheck back into the game. It's a beautiful opportunity for these guys. You know, because not only do they know they're going to play minutes, they know when they do come out, they're not coming out for very long. So you can just hoop. You can hoop fearlessly. You're not going to come out because you make a mistake or two. You know you're going to have big minutes, and they're making the most of it.
And you're playing with the house running a little bit because the expectations are pretty low, given all the injuries and the stars missing.
It's all there for them to gain, these Phoenix youngsters. Wagstaff on the roll and one.
Great take. Wagstaff, the savvy veteran. He knows as he dribbles towards Bryce Cotton, the defense will anticipate the handoff. And having played with him for so many years, he knows the keeper option will be there.
So, snooze timeout. Wildcats up by 7, 24-17 with 1:26 remaining. Of course, this Wildcats team coming off a loss on Thursday. Christian Doolittle will be one, hoping they can bounce back. He caught up with Nerily Meadows earlier.
Field goal percentage was down. You were out-rebounded as well at home. Was there one particular area that you really want to lift in tonight?
We just got to do better rebounding. Illawarra was able to get a lot of second-chance points against us that kept them from keep us getting back in the game. So we have to make that a point of emphasis for tonight.
And finally, Phoenix the other night pulled off an almighty upset in front of this crowd as well. How important is it to start well, silence the crowd and silence those kids?
You know, like I said, we know that they're playing well. They had a good win the last time, so we know that they're going to come out ready to play, so we have to be able to match their energy.
Double-double on Thursday for Christian Doolittle of 11 and 10, his second of the season. Jesse Wagstaff will go to the line in a moment to try and add the bonus and get it back to an equal game high 8-point lead for the Wildcats.
He had a bit of a funky game the other night, Doolittle. He did have the double-double and he was active, the 4 steals. Had 5 turnovers, was throwing it around the gym a little more than usual. We know he's such an important piece to this team, and particularly tonight, he and Hiram Harris will be the guys that spend the minutes guarding Mitch Creek. Harris is out right now, so Doolittle will have that job, and he's such a versatile defender. One moment he'll be guarding a Ben Air, or then the next minute a Mitch Creek can guard 1 through 5 in this league.
Early Meadows was listening in to John Riley at that timeout.
And we just heard from Doolittle as well, the focusing on the boards after a pretty poor performance at home for the Wildcats the other night. Well, John really just said then be mindful of rebounding those 50-50 balls. That's got to be us. And we've seen Mitch Creek and the impact he's had on those loose balls as well, and what he did the other night. So really important for the Wildcats to step up in that area. Also a focus on Statman and Air, who has the ball in hand right now. On cue, a big block though.
Oh, Alex Sarr got up and denied Cody Statman. So it might have been your house the other night, but not tonight. Cotton underneath, can't get it to go. And Alex Sarr just showing a glimpse of that potential.
It was. I like the take by Statman, goes up, and Sarr just showing yet another asset. That is a long, athletic guy that can come in from the weak side, and you know what, that was probably more reflective of what, because he was late. But that's how it's going to be in the NBA, because you can't camp yourself on that split line underneath the basket. So he read it perfectly, and it's quite incredible, Glenn, and you were mentioning this. Here we are, a possible #1 pick in the NBA draft, running around in the State Basketball Centre here in Melbourne. Nothing wrong with that at all, but it's quite amazing, and it gives a good indication just how far this league has come.
And just how global the game has become. A Frenchman going to be the #1 pick in the NBA draft here in the heartland.
Doolittle back the other way on the turnover. Heartland fans loving it at the moment. Sarr's got the mismatch on Air. Goes straight at him.
Well, Creek made a mistake there. He needs to stay there. Ben Air cannot go Alex Sarr on the box. And he hedged, he stunted, but he's just got to go and commit. I know he's got Usher out on the wing, but that, to me, was the lesser of two evils.
7 on the clock here for Air. Can't get them going into quarter time. What can Bryce do? Makes his way down the floor. He was a little bit late getting it off. But a great start for the Wildcats. Challenged early, opened up the break to end that first term. At quarter time, they lead it 29-17. Quarter time in the heartland. The Wildcats with a 12-point lead. Cody Statman picked up where he left off on Thursday with a couple of Mitsubishi Motors threes in that opening term. Bryce Cotton got going at the rack. Mitch Creek had a big dunk. But it is the Wildcats who opened up a bit of a break to lead by 12 at quarter time. Liam Santamaria, Andrew Gaze, Joel Peterson with you. They did it pretty nicely to end that opening term.
They did, the 29 points, and they shot it at 70%, 12 of 17. They're getting to the cup way too easy. If you're going to beat this team, Illawarra had the formula, keep them in the 70s. Now it's easy to send it down. But hello, Sacre Bleu! Alex Sarr!
Oh, magnifique through him.
Magnifique! Ah, it's a beautiful stuff. Simple on ball, but this just gets you excited because the catch, it's the roll, and it's the with authority upstairs with the two hands.
Well, the NBA level size, length, and athleticism of Alexander Sarr has given the Phoenix all kinds of problems right now, sending him away at the rim, finishing over the top in the block, and there with authority through the contact.
What about Andre Gozet at the end of the bench there?
No, but he...
Trevian Lafronce.
Well, we've seen it at both ends now from Sarr, the defense, the rim protection, the transition from D to offense. He is just a gazelle running up and down the floor, and the ability to finish it around the rim. And there he is again!
He is
just
everywhere.
Protecting the rim. Only played the 4 minutes the other night. And yes, showing that he's back to full health.
Very, very encouraging signs from Alex Sarr. There'll be basketball fans right around the world enjoying watching what he's putting together early here. Tarangi can't get that to go. Nerily Meadows was listening into Mike Kelly at quarter time.
And hard not to notice, the boys looked a little bit flat after that huge upset on Thursday night. Tough emotionally to come back from that one as well. Source was having a lot to say as another big play from the Wildcats there to extend the lead out to 17 points, doubling the home side. But Alan Williams was just trying to talk about defense, and then Mike Kelly, the coach, took over. He said, keep the ball moving. If you don't have anything right away, just keep it moving. He was happy with how they're handling the double teams. And at the end there, he just said, stay with it, boys, stick in there.
Another block for Sarr, gets a piece of the Tarangi shot, but he gets it back.
Now the alarm bells should be ringing, and they are ringing for Mike Kelly. Now the use of which, and down the other end, getting the ball into Wagstaff's hands. He makes good decisions. That little slip four for Usher with the dunk. And there he is again. Right place at the right time.
You talk about Alexander Sarr, the NBA scouts in the building, the versatile skill set. This is what they love. Look at his ability to guard on the perimeter. They yo-yo it back to Ben Air, but this is not a problem. Can slide his feet, can move laterally, but the 7'5" wingspan can protect the rim and send you away.
It's an incredible play. That really is. That really illustrates just the skill set and the upside that NBA teams are looking at.
And it also says talent matters. All the X's and O's and strategies in the world are great, but when you've got just that talent that can protect the rim, and again, just a nose for the ball. Wagstaff, right place at right time again, easy two.
Vintage Jesse Wagstaff. Georgia Gack lowers the shoulder into the chest of Keanu Pinder. Of course, last time Keanu Pinder was here for the Taipans, he suffered the nasty facial injury that saw him miss some time.
Of course, you always get a bit nervous when you see him cop a knock to the face. This one from Gack, as you say, lowers the shoulder, bam. It's like he took that below the mask. You know, of course, he wears the mask now. He had the orbital fracture. He's been told by the medicals, if you cop another one, you may go blind in that eye, eh? So he's going to need to wear that mask, he told me, for the rest of his career.
And with an absolute critical incentive to do so.
I mean, it does help that I wouldn't be messing with him. I mean, you look at him in that mask, you wouldn't mess with him.
Well, it's an imposing figure, and it does look a little foreboding with the Batman style mask. You see there grabbing at his mouth.
Now on Tarangi, who was shooting a three. We'll go to the line for a treble.
There's a few over the journey with the masks in the NBA that they wear the mask because they have to, and then they get into a little groove, and then they say, you know what, I'm just going to continue to roll with this because it seems like it's doing my game no harm.
Yep, Rip Hamilton.
Correct. Love that one.
LeBron was wearing it for a little while. There was a whole mask LeBron fade.
Gianno, he has to get used to it. That thing's staying on.
Newman's running, this is all three. So that is a big opportunity that goes begging for the Phoenix, down by 17. With Bryce Cotton getting set to check back into the ball game.
I was about to say, that's unusual to see him come out of games at all, let alone in the first half. But it was a very brief spell on the bench for Bryce.
Mo-Star, Usher, turn around from the free throw line. Southeast Melbourne out and running. Creek getting downhill. And a foul. In fact, it's basket interference on the play.
Well, it's a big ask because, you know, he's surrounded by DPs and younger guys, but they're going to need a lot more of this from Mitch Creek. He needs to be ultra aggressive. We talked about how important it is for him to get off to a good start, Drew. The 36 points in the opening quarter against the King, just 17 in the opening quarter tonight. And just 4 points so far in this second quarter. A lot of it's got to come through Creek.
Here's the fulcrum for this team as Webster scoots inside and has the soft touch. He'll go to the line to add the bonus.
It doesn't matter who it is, that they're getting rewarded for putting the ball on the deck and getting to the rim. And you've got to do it. Sure, you've got to do a better job of containing the ball, but take the odds to something else for the time being. Get some weak side help a little bit more and force them into another pass. Mitch Creek is in a bad way. He's limping heavily as he comes off the floor, and that's not a good sign.
38-21. Let's go quickly to Nez.
On him then, boys, as he came back to play defence, and he had a grimace on his face, just kept checking that left leg, and as you said, just running to the bench then, had quite a heavy limp on him. So hopefully it's just a bit of a corky, but not what they need. Definitely not what they need. Is their only starter left fit at the moment.
It's not. That's the last thing they need. So 38-21, Wildcats by 17. Let's listen in to Mike Kelly as he addresses his players.
Turn the corner. All they're doing is trying to turn the corner. We have to get there. Face is good. Face is good. All the other guys, you need to just green the rest of them. Just hustle the rest of them, okay? Keep the ball in front, talk it, see where Bryce is so we have help on that back screen or on that back cut, but we're just switching the rest of the stuff. Talk it, and then switch. Offensively right here. Let's go fist through the elbow with Creaky.
Hey, together, 1, 2, 3.
Well, as you noted, Drew, coming into the huddle, the focus very much on staying in front of the ball. When he talks about the face, he's talking about the matchup on Bryce Cotton, the face guarding that's going on in that department, and then he just wants everyone else to switch. Nothing special, just switch, try to move your feet, stay in front of the ball, and then, unsurprisingly, trying to get the ball to Mitch Creek on the elbow and try to work through him at the offensive end.
So Webster at the line. Here's what was Mitch Creek doing at that timeout?
Took his left foot off and looking at his left foot, his left ankle. He's out there at the moment, so it can't be anything too seriously, but we also know how tough Mitch Creek is and the fact that his team desperately needs him right now. He'll do whatever it takes to stay out there. We've got to remember as well, the throwdown's only a week away, so let's keep an eye on him. Hopefully he can just jog it off.
Retie that shoe and get back out there, Mitch. 38-21. Wildcats by 17. Creek able to float that home, so showing no ill effects.
Beautiful action. In fact, more of it. Ben Air, Mitch Creek, pick and rolls, get him on the short roll, let him go to work.
Harris Cotton, Usher Pinder, and Ty Webster out there for the Wildcats. Oren Harris likes the look of it. Southeast Melbourne push it back the other way. Ben Air going to work and gets the call. Another great crowd in here at the State Basketball Centre. Sold out again tonight. Which is...
As they should, anytime Bryce Cotton and Alex Sarr as well, because you're going to see Alex Sarr running around in an NBA jersey very, very soon.
And a little bit of incentive after Thursday. The official NBL app, you're home for all things breaking news, stats, behind-the-scenes content and more. Best of all, it is free. Download it from the App Store or Google Play. The perfect companion for every game and every moment. of NBL 24.
I tell you, the NBL app getting a workout at the moment as people track the live ladder on a regular basis.
Live ladder is burning a hole in my phone screen.
Oh, the race to the playoffs is red hot right now. Incredible how close it is. Third place has a 500 record.
Of course, a couple of big games to come tomorrow as well. Illawarra, New Zealand's almost worth 2. Sydney and Melbourne to close things out. His 17th round as Pinder steps back behind the arc.
Well, it's become part of his repertoire now. You know, when he first came into the competition with the Adelaide 36ers, he just was all over the shop. And boy, has he turned into an elite player in this competition.
Two-time most improved player in the NBL, Keanu Pinder. Worked his way into being an MVP candidate last year.
And it's a credit to Pinder. Look, here you see Bryce Cotton swinging it, and Pinder, he knows he's being gapped, so he lines up and he knocks it down. When he did first come in, Drew, with Adelaide, he was shooting that shot, but at a low percentage. And when he went to Cairns, Adam Ford said, no, mate, you're a pick-and-roll lob threat. And he turned him into a back-to-back most improved player recipient and an all-star 5 type of player. And now, in Perth, he's now exploring and expanding his game again, but in a much more genuine way.
Shooting it just a bit better than 35% this season, Keanu Pinder. It doesn't take a lot, takes less than 2 a game, but it's a pretty handy clip, and you've got to respect it. Gets the ball out there. Got to keep an eye on him. So 6 minutes remaining in this second period. Wildcats by 14. It's coming off a loss by 18 to Illawarra on Thursday night. Cotton up among the trees. Saar gets it to go, and he's fouled upstairs.
Too big. Now, we had a tough assignment with Gack because he's got some size as well, but then we see Creek with the issues he's got with seemingly the ankle or something in the foot. So that's the last thing the Phoenix can afford.
18 players used for the Phoenix this season. No one has played every game. No one. Which is pretty extraordinary.
And an illustration of what they're up against here. You got Alexander Saar and Keanu Pinder. And Mike Kelly's got Reese Vague and Austin Rapp, the DP, on his way over to the University of Portland, trying to match with those guys.
Real opportunity for a couple of youngsters here. Tarangi gets inside and gets locked up with Michael Harris.
Jump ball and the possession arrow staying with Phoenix.
Creek's back into the game. Let's get down to Nez.
Just keeping an eye on him with the physio just before. The physio had the finger just assessing on the outside of the left foot as Creek gets the shot up and straight back with an impact into this game. He wants to be a part of this. Kelly had a look at him and said, "Are you right to go?" He said, "Get me back out there, coach." So he's going to tough this one out.
Last 2 times he's checked back into the game, he's hit a bucket straight away, so might just be frequent substitutions for Mitch Creek tonight. Margin back to 14. Pinder sizing up Creek. Gets that to go.
Yeah, and there's not much more you can do. That was the one that you live with. Creek was there, off-balance shot by Pinder, just offense feeding, not bad defense.
Now inside to Saar, again with that matchup on air. Vague from the weak side, pokes it loose. Saar and Vague fight for it, but it'll stay with Perth.
Saar's just a little too unselfish that time. He had the mismatch. He just needed to straight away drop step, get on the rim. He was looking at some weak side action.
Chris Vague, 6 seasons with the Wildcats, multiple-time champion. Saar now to the spin move. Have a look at that.
Oh, he's having a good time out there. And I think he knew it after that last possession, Drew. He said, I wasn't aggressive enough.
Alex Saar had a couple of weeks off. Had a big stockpile in the bag of tricks, and he was just emptying it on this floor this evening. Put back from Vague.
He's also breathing very heavy right
I
now.
was about to say exactly the same thing.
A couple of weeks out, it doesn't take long.
He was trying to camouflage it, to his credit.
Cotton across the lane to Webster for three. Ty Webster.
Oh, they're just pouring on the points. 51 now with a tick under 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. Staring down the barrel of a very big halftime score.
Ayres fouled underneath by Pinder. Highest first half score was actually 58, and then Wildcats did it last week against Sydney.
Yeah, it is, and Bryce Cotton, and then it's just a kick out. And again, although they don't score from it, how deep they can get on the penetration, it causes some level of collapse. But to me, that's a better option than what we saw earlier on, where they were just finishing around the ring.
And they're throwing extra bodies and chests in front of Bryce Cotton. So when he gets on the attack, he's going to see numbers, and guys are going to be open on the arc.
Air gets the first to go. Came into the game shooting at 88.5% from the line, fourth in the competition in that statistic. Had a good season shooting the rock as Ben Air. 23 on Thursday night.
Well, Bryce Cotton is not enjoying the extra attention here from Owen Foxwell. He's having some work to him right now.
Meanwhile, Ty Webster fading away. Gets another to go. He's got 9.
Well, Foxwell's just doing his job. That's what he's out there. He's got to be an agitator. And freaking easy too.
The thing he's got to do is not listen to Bryce.
Correct.
As Webster hits that, you know, he's an idol to a lot of these guys.
Don't get overawed by it.
Right? A lot of these guys have been growing up watching Bryce kill it in this league. Creek can't hit there. Can't take a backward step.
They say don't meet your heroes. It's a bit harder telling your hero to get stuffed out on the basketball floor. That's exactly what Owen Foxwell's in the position of at the moment. Now Creek scouting Cotton in there, chirping at each other.
Black 13, push, white ball.
Foul on Rosendale.
Of course, Owen Foxwell kind of made his name in this league with a defensive effort against Derek Walton Jr. in the regional game last year. Of course, Walton Jr., I think he had 45 in the end.
I was looking at where you were going with that.
Well, Foxy played some good minutes on him in what was a win for the Phoenix.
When you've had 45, you do get tired every now and again.
Preach.
But your point is valid.
Okay.
And this kid here, I've seen him since he was a very, very coming young man growing up. He's not going to get over it. He is not going to back away from the role that he has to play. That's what he's going to have to do for the rest of his life, because you know, he's an undersized guy. He's got to be out there. He's got to be one of those annoying guys on defense, and he's playing that role perfectly so far in this one.
25 points already for the Wildcats in this second term, having scored 29 in the first. Teams have added 19 to their 17 in the first quarter. And it's an 18-point lead. Creek just got it in. Rosendale coming up the floor to provide some support. Foxwell likes the three ball and splashes it in. And John Riley's not too happy about that.
Couple of good minutes from the home team. Perth called for time, want to stop the momentum. The ball movement from the Phoenix. Bang, bang, Tarangi kicks it back. And Foxwell, known as a defender, but when he can knock down the three ball, he starts to become a real player in this league.
Yeah, there's a distinct lack of respect for Foxwell on that one there. Wagstaff, they both run at the corner guy, and a slow closeout.
So 16-point Wildcats lead. Owen Foxwell's getting a taste of what it's like to play on Bryce Cotton. Ty Webster spoke during the week about just how tough that is.
Bryce is so competitive, so you know, if I say anything to Bryce in practice, you know, it sets Bryce off instantly in that competitive nature. You know, instantly me and Bryce are going at it every day, and it's only great for the team. You know, I get to guard Bryce every single day in practice, you know, poke the bear, so to speak, you know, get him, you know, and see his best moves from the best player in the league, and then I go out and guard these other guys. So it's, you know, it's good for me, and it's great for the team.
So Ty Webster speaking on the Dribble podcast, the West Australian man.
It's a great point. He's never talked to Bryce Cotton. You know, just do not
poke the bear,
do not poke the bear, Drewy. Have you, when the Illawarra Hawks have kept him under wraps, have you heard any of them chirping at him? Have you seen him going, you don't want now, Foxwell didn't start that conversation, that you don't want to get Cotton fired up.
The last thing anyone needs. We've seen it so many times. Of course, he had 34 against South East Melbourne last time they met. Big win for the Wildcats.
Showing him a little different look out of the huddle, a 1-3-1 zone from the Phoenix.
Austin Rapp at the centre of that at the moment for South East Melbourne. Aquera with the floater. Won't go, and Rapp secures the rebound. Foxwell on the blow-by with the left hand.
And they stay in it. Sometimes after a timeout, you'll just make the change for the one play, but when you've had some success with it and they get another stop.
Rosendale this time. Cotton and Creek get tangled up.
I like it from Mike Kelly, flipping it up. It's Creek trying to get the crowd involved. The Heartland up and about all of a sudden. They flipped it up. 1-3-1, the first possession. He calls out 23. They go into the 2-3 zone on the fly. Second time around, get a couple of stops out of the huddle.
It is an element of gamble to it. When we've seen some zones this year that have been dished up, oh, gee. I mean, I look at it and think, I'd love to be out there. And I'm not talking about being out there as a 26-year-old. Even as a 58-year-old, I'm thinking, geez, I reckon I could still be some of the zones that are
get a few buckets
being dished up. But that time there was that 1-3-1 protects the wings. You're a little exposed in the corners on the 1-3-1, but you can guard the wings a little easier.
The other thing you've got to remember is that Bryce Cotton's on the floor. So you got to make sure somebody stays attached to him at all times.
Ty Webster coming downhill, absorbs the contact, can't finish. Wagstaff, right place, right time. He so often makes the right play.
They get the stop, but they weren't able to collect the boards. And that can also be a product of your zone. You don't always have that box-out responsibility, that individual box-out responsibility. This is just a running start, and Webster takes the contact. Good effort by Creek, but then no one around to pick up the crumbs.
Wagstaff can't hit. Comes up empty on the bonus. Got a minute and change left in this first half. Phoenix have made a bit of a mini run here. Foxwell from deep. Rangi's able to secure the rebound. Creek underneath, bit of contact.
Well, he's seen a double every time he catches it in the block. He did serious work against the Kings from that area on Thursday night. But as you see here on the catch, Ty Webster comes along the baseline. And Creaky with the quick, emphatic move, he gets himself to the free throw line.
Well, after a slow start, relative, they've played through him. He's up to 15 points, chance to make it 17. He's a perfect 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 6 of 13 from the field. 4 rebounds. He's been that focal point that they need him to be, and he misses a free throw.
Right on cue.
Just went on.
Chalk that one up to a gaze.
Poor kick, I'll say.
So Creek misses the first. 31 and 10 on Thursday night. It was just inspirational. Wagstaff almost walked into the path.
Well, it's veteran savvy Tarangi. He got Alex Tui on that the other night. Just a little cheeky shove for a lane violation.
Jesse Wagstaff had a very displeased look on his face. He tried to find Saar then and says, no, my bad on the pass.
Well, he needs to lob it up. 7'1", 7'5" wingspan. Put it above the rim, Joel.
You haven't seen Alex Saar in person. He is something else. As Creek gets it to go from outside. And he He's dragging them back again. This time, the margin 11. Cotton tries to answer back. Wildcats keep the rock. Saar whips it to Wagstaff. Now Bryce for 2. Yes.
Good ball movement. And the off-the-ball movement of Bryce Cotton was Steph Curry-like, the way he was running around, and eventually find himself with a wide-open mid-ranger.
8 seconds left in the half, and Mitch Creek says it is my time. Sizes up Jesse Wagstaff for 3. A little bit strong. Harris from three-quarter court. Oh, almost got it to go. Michael Harris did not miss that by much. And a good end to that first half for the Phoenix. They got down in a big hole midway through that quarter, able to dig themselves out of it. 18 points for Mitch Creek. And he's got them within 13 at the half. Perth's biggest first half of the season with 59 points. And they lead the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix by 13, 59-46 at the half here at the State Basketball Centre. Nerily Meadows is with Ty Webster.
Well, you got a bit of a buffer, but they're not giving up. Do you feel like you can wear them down in this second half?
Probably not, to be honest. You know, they're showing great resilience at the moment. You know, credit to them for coming and fighting, you know, regardless of the situation they're in.
Saar, geez, he does some special things, doesn't he? Do you enjoy watching him?
Man, that's a special boy, man. I feel like a proud father every time I see that boy play.
You're not old enough to be his proud father, surely. How are you going to go in this second half?
Oh, yeah, we're gonna bring it back, man. We're going to refocus and give them our best effort.
You keep smiling.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
He's always good fun, Ty Webster. He's been good fun in the first half. Wildcats by 13. We'll break it all down next. halftime at the State Basketball Centre. Been an entertaining opening half between the Perth Wildcats and the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Plenty of highlights from that man. The potential #1 pick, Alex Sarr, has been outstanding in that first half. Mitch Creek's got 18 for the Phoenix to go the other way. And it is Perth by 13 at halftime. Joel Peterson, Liam Santamaria, Andrew Gaze with you. Great to have your company as we take a look at our halftime stats.
Yeah, it's been an impressive offensive display by the Perth Wildcats. Anytime you're shooting the ball, 24 of 40, 3 of 9, solid. But it's only the 9 3-point field goal attempts because they've had such success in getting to the cup. And both these teams have been taking care of the basketball. Collectively, combined, there's been only 4 turnovers in the game. So the defense, sometimes that's a reflection on the defense as well. And certainly as they go into this halftime break, Mike Kelly be wrapped because this game looked like it was getting away from him. Now there's still a long, long way to go, and we'll appreciate the handicaps they've got with their personnel. But the way in which they fought that out, and once again, it was the superstar of the Phoenix, in fact, the competition, in Mitch Creek, who has stepped up big time and guided them back on track.
Yeah, he's getting them back into it. The man who started it for the Wildcats, though, our Hungry Jacks highlights, Alex Sarr, the potential #1 pick. He's shown us a bit of everything.
He has. He's got the versatile skill set at both ends of the floor, and he's put it on display. Coming back from the hip injury, he's blocking shots, he's throwing it down on people's heads, and of course, you know, his impact at the defensive end is at a very high level. So to come out here in limited minutes, have 10 points, 100% from the field, wheeling and dealing off the post catch as well. Really good first half from Alex Sarr, and he's just one. There you see on the Blackmore shot chart, just all kinds of green. No red, just on the jersey, that's all, and on the numbers. But one of 6 guys for the Wildcats with 7 or more points. They're throwing bodies at Bryce Cotton, but tonight, unlike the other night, everybody's getting involved.
It looks like the Phoenix crowd here at the State Basketball Centre, it is all green for Alex Sarr. The other way, it's been Mitch Creek who's really tried to keep the Phoenix in it. Again, he had 31 the other night. He's got 18 at halftime, Drew, and he's had to really shoulder the load.
It was, and he was aggressive at the start. I think it was like 1 of 5, 1 of 6, and it was looking a little shaky, but they're playing through him. And give credit to Mike Kelly and the realisation that this guy here needs a lot of shots, he needs a lot of touches, and he's unselfish. He'll get others involved as well as creating for himself, and he's so versatile at both ends of the floor. He can shoot the 3, he can get to the rim, and you spoke about it, Liam, down the other end, he can guard really 1 through 5. So for the 18 points and at a decent clip, 47%, and they're going to need that and a little bit more. They need at least that in the second half if they're going to cause an upset.
He's been such a focal point for them, we know that, and very, very exciting to see what he can do here in this second half. Keanu Pinder's a player that's intriguing the way that he's played so far in this game. He hasn't played massive minutes, but again, he's perfect from the field, 10 points, and he's providing an impact.
Well, he's a problem. You know, Alex Sarr, the size of the Wildcats is a problem for this Phoenix team with no Alan Williams in particular. Gorjok Gak's doing what he can in this type of matchup, but, you know, they gap him, they let him shoot from 3, he knocks it down. Then I'd say, all right, we'll take away the gap. We'll make you put it to the floor and attack, and then he makes a tough shot like that. So a couple of times, Mitch Creek has just had to shake his head and say, that's tough.
Well, this is the ladder as it stands now. So this is as the live ladder. So Wildcats would go to 16-8 with this win. The Phoenix 10-15. You can see how crowded it is in that middle. And that Breakers-Hawks game tomorrow is massive.
Well, they're all going to be massive. And, you know, the Hawks, they've got they're playing some good basketball. Anytime you're coming off a road win against the Perth Wildcats, one of the toughest places to play, backs against the wall. They dropped 3 in a row. It started to look like it was faltering, and come back and snap a win like that. With a win like that, was really good stuff by them. It's going to be tough. Like right now, it's very, very hard to predict who is actually going to make it. And it's also about trying to get into that 3rd or 4th as well, because you get a bit of insurance policy, can drop that first game. So that's going to be a critical part of the road home as well. But that man there, Keanu Pinder, I have fluctuated all over the joint with him.
Oh.
I saw him when he was at Arizona. I said, this guy's going to be in the NBA. He's a superstar. Then that first year with the Adelaide 36, I thought, oh, gee, he's still got a bit to go.
Yep.
But the last 2.5 seasons, he has been highly impressive. And again, showing his some of his best here this evening.
He's going to give us plenty to look forward to in this second half. He and his Wildcats teammates, they lead the South East Melbourne Phoenix by 13 points at halftime. 59-46. Second half is next. Halftime in the heartland, and the Perth Wildcats lead it by 13. Tomorrow, a huge doubleheader, the Illawarra Hawks and the New Zealand Breakers. At the moment, they're on either side of the play-in bubble. And these two teams go head-to-head tomorrow at the Wynn Entertainment Centre in a game that is worth double. This is going to be some sort of contest.
It certainly is, and
yeah, absolutely massive. And this one, Joel, Sydney United, equally big, because the Sydney Kings desperately need an upset win. Of course, Melbourne, they're cruising at the top of the table, but Sydney, man, they were not impressive the other night here at the State Basketball Centre, and they need a bounce back in order to stay in touch.
They lose that, they go to 11-14, the Sydney Kings, and that would be a real hole for their season to be in. Start of the second half here. Big crowd in at the State Basketball Centre, which is great to see here in Melbourne's southeast. And the Wildcats get us going in this third period. And Keanu Pinder just keeps on rolling.
Well, Cody Statman's in a world of hurt down there on the low block. Good play from the Wildcats to open the second half.
Pinder is 5 of 5 for his 12 points. Creek with the numbers winding down on the shot clock. Air across the lane. Beautiful move to go up and under on Harris. Couldn't connect, but Gack's there to put it back in.
Well, that's what they need. They just need to stay with it. Nothing, a broken play. Ben Air, he's doing a good job making some things happen off the bounce.
23 on Thursday for Ben Air. We know that he can score the ball at will. That creator, that facilitator is more of what they need.
Yeah, well, they're going to need him to score as well. He's got 8 points now. He's their second leading scorer, but you're right. 4 assists. And most of all, he just needs to be a playmaker. Got no assist on that last play, but he set it up for Gak to get involved on the offensive glass.
As Nez told us, of course, 7 days before the throwdown for the Phoenix.
Oh, dear.
Nice move from Harris up and under.
That's a little too easy on the underneath out of bounds play.
Creek upstairs looking for Gak. Foul on the push from Doolittle.
When they're trying to pull off the unthinkable here, the Phoenix, the back-to-back wins with all these guys sitting out, and everything's such hard work at the offensive end, you can't have those empty defensive possessions. Mitch Creek turned and shrugged his shoulders at his teammates to say, come on, fellas, that's way too easy.
And even the one before that, when they're switching, got pinned down low, you've got to send a double team. He's just going to get to his spot.
Air can't connect on the 3. Cotton's back the other way. 12 points for Bryce, 4 of 7 shooting. 12 points for Pinder. They lead the Wildcats. Creek, the only Phoenix player in double digits.
Well, here's that sort of mismatch you're talking about. He needs some help down there, Foxwell.
Doolittle rises straight over the top of him. Can't connect. Let's check in with Nez. Nerily, what have you got?
Well, the good news is that Mitch Creek is out there to start this second half. The bad news is he's clearly hampered. He's taken some painkillers for that left foot, spent some time talking to the assistants as well. He's limping in between, getting from one end to another, but he's still had a smile from Bryce Cotton, I noticed, on that last defensive play. So he's keeping the smile on his face in the pain.
Great move from Ben Air. Again getting all the way inside.
Well, his ball stayed in his hand a long time, and for 90% of that possession, Doolittle did a good job of keeping him in front. It's just the step through at the end. Good play by Ben Air.
That'll only broaden that smile on Mitch Creek's face. Maybe wipe the one on Bryce Cotton's face off as Pinder can't connect. Bit of aerial ping pong for the rebound. 6 on the shot clock for Keanu Pinder. Goes baseline on the left hand and can't connect.
That's one guy that doesn't need the help. Tarangi can hold his own down there.
Foxwell for 3. 10-point game.
Great find by Air. The cross-court pass. Found Foxwell wide open.
Phoenix continue to do their level best in this contest. Pinder just getting to the rim at will.
Gorjok Gak's going to need to come across earlier.
Well, Mike Kelly certainly gave him some feedback after that play that reinforced exactly what you said, Liam. He was a little more direct, I might add.
Maybe not appropriate for this particular time slot. Foxwell again from outside. That one's around and out. A little bit of a 5-on-4 here with Webster in the backcourt for the Wildcats. Foxwell tries to take advantage of it. There's a foul.
I'll tell you, Ben Air is playing really, really well out there. This Phoenix hanging tough. Air chasing Cotton around down one end. The self-creation off the bounce down the other. He's got 10 points, 5 assists. You see he's gassed because he's working so hard, but so important to what they're doing right now.
Play big minutes again. Austin Rapp checks into the game for the Phoenix. Of course, a Knox product from this part of the world. Air floating it home over Saar, and that is no mean feat. Ben Air's got 12 to join Mitch Creek in double digits for the Phoenix. Saar underneath, puts a lid on it. Too big, too strong.
You're going to double team. You've got to get your rotations on point and figure out what you're prepared to give up.
Saar among a couple of Wildcats, he and Cotton with 12. Webster can't get it to go. Phoenix off and running. Creek likes the match up with Cotton. Cross-court pass to Rapp.
Well, those ones went down against the Kings, didn't they? Rosendale hit a couple of key ones. They need everybody stepping up the Phoenix to knock down shots.
Straight away, 3 for Cotton's short. And Aussie Raps keen to see that one just roll out of play. Ben Air in discussion.
Every time my foot goes baseline, he gets a foul call.
You can talk to me, but that's where... Please.
Frustrating though, because BC's...
You can be frustrated, but I need to hear their foot all the time.
I don't think we need to hear it either, I guess. Apologies to those out there.
Slightly early
Hey.
time slot in the West.
Well handled by the official. No silly text calls. Just tell them how it is and get on with the game.
Halfway through this third period, Wildcats by 12. Creek across the lane.
Good with a... So you can do it from both sides. Around them. You can go with the left just as good as you can go with the right. That time with the right.
20 for Creek, 8 of 16 from the field. Putting them on his back, but can he provide enough is the question. Doolittle the fadeaway. Air to try and get it under double figures. Sarr has another block. That's a career-high 4th for the big man.
Well, easy pickings, to be honest.
Yeah, it was.
Now, Ben Air, you love the courage. He's out of his weight class there, going against the 7-1 Alexander Sarr.
Sarr is really putting on a show. Wagstaff in the corner. Usher with energy and the finish.
Well, they've got some mismatch problems now that for Phoenix, when you've got both Ben Air and Foxwell on, John really's countered this with a bigger lineup. So straight away, I think that you'll see it. I suspect that Mike Kelly will bring in a bit more size to try and deal with it. Otherwise, it's just going to be a heavy diet. And straight away, he does make that call. Ben Air comes out with Statman. Otherwise, they'd just be kicked going to that low post action.
A little expression from Ben Air when he saw the sub was coming in from him. He's feeling it right now. He's juiced. Wants to stay out there. He's got belief running through his veins right now.
12 and 5. Foxwell gets his own miss. Doolittle's a little bit sore there too, grabbing at his right wrist as he gets up off the floor.
Same direction.
Still cradling that hand is Christian Doolittle. Looks in a bit of discomfort. Taking a second to clean the floor, and Christian Doolittle taking a second to regain his composure. He'll stay in there though for John Riley at this stage.
Such an important couple of minutes here, Joel. Another quick look at Doolittle and where he hurt that wrist. Angled up.
Creek had it, lost it, regained it. Foxwell, as time expires on the shot clock. Really knew about it from a noise perspective as well. Bryce Cotton trying to float it home. Sarr was almost there for the putback. Bryce is a little bit sore getting up as well, taking a heavy hit on the hardwood. Almost poked it away from Creek. Splashes in the 3 after the whistle.
11 wide.
Not really chewing out the official. Going in a bat for Bryce.
Well, there's been a lot of talk to the officials, particularly the start of this second half from both ends. And it's easy when you're seeing it here, but I'm not buying into some of the complaints that have been out there. I think the official, by and large, in this one, they've been good.
Creek kisses it high off the window.
This is peak Mitch Creek. We've been watching him in this league for a very long time. He's a machine physically, battling through injury right now, but the threat of the 3-ball, the float game on point. Fun to watch.
Usher back the other way. Nice move of his own.
And then Statman's got to do a better job of half running it, three-quarter fronted. If he gets down low, that size and strength is going to beat him.
Wrap for three. That won't go. Statman keeps it alive. Creek thought about it. New 14 as Foxwell scoots his way to the cup. They're not going away, the Phoenix. Saar rumbling down the lane. Contact from Rapp.
He wanted to tear down the rim. He was going straight down the middle, and he was thinking dunk before he even caught it. The little fumble.
Bryce was frustrated too. He thought he had Saar set up for dunk of the year.
Well, it was, and he was coming down, and he was going through his head as if he was going to tear the rim down. Just a little too excited.
Thanks to Reebok, the official footwear partner of the NBL. This is your chance to sit in the Pump by Reebok seats at John Cain Arena on February 18. Last day of the regular season, Melbourne and Illawarra. The game, flights and accommodation included, plus two $500 Reebok gift cards, so you can gear up in style. Scan the QR code on your screen or head to nbl.com.au/Reebok. You've got to be in it to win it.
Wow, every game such a spectacle right now in the NBL. Why wouldn't you want to be sitting with a front row seat?
Especially on the last day. We know how consequential it was last season, and it's just got that feel about it again this year. NBL24 has gone in every single direction. Ross Cotton doing a bit of that with the dribble. Saar flings it out to Usher. Doolittle rises up. Usher on the follow, gets fouled.
I'm a little surprised. They've gone back to this small lineup with the two small guards as well. And right now, their offense is ticking over. But it's at the defensive end. They've got to find a way to get some stops.
So 73-61 at the snooze timeout. Mike Kelly wants a moment to talk it over with his team. Minute 28 remaining here in this third period. And the Wildcats are in control, but the Phoenix are not going away. We saw Jordan Usher, plenty of energy on that last play. He is a character, and he's got some very interesting thoughts on roster construction.
It's kind of like throwing a party. You can't invite everyone that's crazy. You might need to bring 2-3 crazy people, a couple chill guys, couple homegirls that just kick it. You know what I'm saying? So you can't have, I think it's a really perfect mixture. So shout out to Danny Mills and whoever put the whole team together. So it's a real good mixture. And now we kind of got a taste for how everybody likes it, and we on a roll.
So we've heard Scott Roth's thoughts on how he builds his roster. Jordan Usher just reckons it's like picking people to come to the party.
Well, that's true, and I'm sure that's the case. But, gee, winning solves a lot of problems, because earlier on in the season, I'm not so sure, based on some of the feedback that we're hearing.
Was it a good time at the party?
I think the music might have just been a little off kilter, not to their liking, and that perhaps the mix wasn't coming together like they would have hoped. But that's where John really, I think, has got to take a lot of credit, because there was some rumblings that, you know, I'm not getting the ball, my roll's not right, I'm not getting, you know, all those different things you can have from time to time. But he was able to figure it out and give John really a lot of credit.
I do like the point he's making, though, in terms of having a little bit of everything. You don't want all quiet guys, you don't want all noisy guys. You need a hard man.
Yes.
Kevin Sheedy always, you know, had a mentality. You need someone who's a little crazy.
You need someone that can pick you up when things aren't going so well, that can find some humour in some difficult circumstances.
And Usher and his personality plays an important role in that mix for the Wildcats on a day-to-day basis.
I'd love to know who he's categorising in which categories as well. Who's the hard man? Who he said needs a couple of homegirls. Here's Alex Saar on the break with the jam. Alex Saar trying to destroy the apparatus.
Well, the finish was as expected, but what is underrated, the speed at which he got there to outrun his opponent.
And the Gazelle comparison earlier was at Ben Air at the other end provides a highlight of his own.
He's playing with really big heart. Ben Air, the percentages aren't pretty.
Cotton at the other end.
He got fouled.
Went careening into the referee as well. Just didn't get the call on that occasion, Bryce Cotton.
That's where if he falls on the ground, I reckon he gets that call.
Creek gets inside, and the foul. He'll go to the line to and one.
Here's Harvey Norman, replay of Alex Sark. Cody Statman quickly made a decision to get out of the way as the mobile big man comes storming down the lane. Down the other end, Jesse Wagstaff has made a career out of taking charges.
We stick.
And that time didn't get the call.
Back to back, I thought Bryce Cotton, Creek came into his landing space and could have been an ugly situation. And down the other end, I don't know what more Jesse Wagstaff could have done. Looked like he hit him fair square right down the middle. Only got the one. It usually takes me about 4 or 5 replays before I can really make a judgment though.
Late in this third period, let's check in with Nez.
Mike Kelly making it clear that last time out he called just to give his boys a breather. This is tough going for both teams. A game played at frenetic pace. And Phoenix, we know how undermanned they are. 2 physical games in a row. And the Wildcats, they've had a big road trip from Perth all the way here. And then, of course, it's about a 45-minute trip out here to the venue as well. So both of these teams backing up. Mike Kelly just trying to give his kids as much oxygen as he can.
Actually, hey.
Getting a little bit of a breather here as well.
And they're hanging tough.
Well, that's exactly right, Wayne. Every now and again, you just got to, and this will sound disrespectful to the players on the floor, but you look at the players that are on the floor right now, and this is not the type of role that they would have been expected to play when they were putting this team together. Very much complementary, and they've had to really step up. So you've got, right now, this is a really solid, dare I say it, an NBL1 roster that you've got on the floor right now. And they're hanging in there.
Alex Sark, his career is going to promise so much. He's already got a career best, 18 points, 6 of 6 from the field, 4 blocks, and a couple of thunderous jams. He's putting on a show. 4-second difference, shot and game clock as we wind down here in this third period. Air underneath, nice find to wrap. Couple of seconds for the Wildcats. Usher to beat the buzzer. Won't go. He has a little bit of something to say to the bench. And we go to 3-quarter time, and it is very much game on at the State Basketball Centre. Wildcats 79, Phoenix 69.
Thanks to our friends at Ringwood MC. We might be just about
Three-quarter time at the State Basketball Centre, and it is energised. The Wildcats by 10. And this man, well, he's the potential #1 pick. He might be upgraded to likely #1 pick with this kind of performance. A career-best 18 points, 4 blocks. He has been immense. 100% shooting to go with it.
Yeah, it is. And I tell you, the Phoenix have just been inspirational the way they've gone about their business here. And Mike Kelly deserves a lot of credit. Come to put a good game plan together to compete against this star-studded lineup of the Perth Wildcats.
So the final quarter begins, and the Phoenix trying to make it a single-figure game. They've done a great job to hang around in this one. It's going to stay a Phoenix ball. Nerily Meadows was listening into John Rillie at three-quarter time.
He wants his boys to get back to basics, particularly at the defensive end. He said stay disciplined defensively. Ben Air, for example, he had those shot fakes, and we left the floor. Stay on the glass. All 5 need to be on the boards. At the moment, Phoenix are winning the offensive rebounds.
11-9 in that statistic. And a big edge early. Ben Air splashes that one in.
He's going to need to be really big. Mitch Creek grabbing a couple of minutes of rest. How much does he have left in the tank? He's got a game-high 25 points, but Ben Air with 17 of his own. He's going to need to be big in the fourth.
They've gone to a 2-3 zone again, back into their zone defense, and starting to put some scoreboard pressure, makes those perimeter shots just a little tougher to take.
59 first half points for the Wildcats, just 20 in that third period. Rapp can't knock down the 3 ball.
He's got that. Austin Rapp, he has that shot, has not been able to find the mark tonight.
Pinder with a spin move and one. Classy move from Keanu Pinder as Mitch Creek puts his hand up and gets set to check back in.
Well, these type of actions, the pick and roll with Pinder, have been a problem for the Phoenix.
Too deep though, Liam. He catches that, and he's a metre away before once he catches it and lets him just get to the spot. And yet, every possession so critical for the Phoenix. They're the ones you've got to create the assignment a little more difficult for your opponent.
Pinder's got 17, 7 of 9 from the field, 7 rebounds to go with it. Air looking for Creek, can't find him. A little bit of a disconnect.
Well, this game really hanging in the balance right now. Just, you get a sense, a couple of strong minutes here from Perth, and it could blow this thing right open. The Phoenix in this zone need to make sure they locate Bryce Cotton.
Wildcats looking for win number 16 of the season. Harris getting all the way inside.
Well, Rick Fake providing very little resistance down low, Drewy, and they score over him again.
Well, if they're in the zone, they're doing that to protect the middle of those plays. But the last 2 possessions, they've been able to do that. There's an unfortunate slip again by Ben Air.
And a hit-ahead pass from Cotton. Looking for Usher. Crowd wanted to walk. Oh, Pinder gets taken down. Foxwell got a good piece of him.
Oh, wow. Heavy fall. Big-time defensive play from Foxwell.
They were thinking about challenging it, and Foxwell actually said to him, no, don't challenge that, because I didn't get enough of the ball.
He got some arm in the end, didn't he? But
giving away the better part of a foot.
Makes him earn it from the free throw line.
Great to see Keanu Pinder up. The heavy fall is up. Of course, mentioned that orbital fracture before, and the fact that he sustained it here in this building late last season for the Taipans against the Phoenix. And a heavy fall with a shot in the mouth and the shoulder of Gorjak Gak earlier in the game in the first half. Makes the first free throw. Big minutes here in this game. And that one rattles out.
It's been a 6-0 start for the Wildcats in this fourth quarter. The Phoenix need to provide a response, and they need to provide it now.
What have Air and Creek got? Not quite the finish. Usher doesn't see a lot that he likes up the floor. facing the entire Phoenix defense, almost tossed it away. Hinder on the tip jam on the miss from Bryce Cotton. And Mike Kelly has seen enough. The Wildcats starting to get away from the Phoenix, 87-71.
Well, when the going has got tough here to begin this fourth quarter, the Wildcats have got going. Executing at the offensive end, the zone that the Phoenix threw out there to begin this third quarter. He's getting the thumbs down from my man next door. And as a result, they've been ticking the scoreboard over. And meanwhile, things have gone a little dry for the Phoenix. Air Creek, man, those guys have pushed hard all game long. They've given it all. They've given everything they have, and they're running out of petrol tickets.
Comes out not a particularly useful gesture in a broadcast medium, just quietly.
That's all right. We'll get through it.
Mike Kelly imploring his charges, and the crowd are certainly living up to their part of the building this evening. They have brought the energy once more for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. The margin is 16 the way of the Wildcats, but the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix fans here in the Heartland are continuing to implore their side to see if they can do something the likes of which they did on Thursday night.
Yeah, it's a tough situation they're facing right now, playing catch-up. Big hole that they dug. Now, the first couple of possessions of their zone, they look pretty good and got some stops, but I lost a little faith in the last 3 possessions, the way in which that they can get to the rim.
So Southeast Melbourne Phoenix ball out of the timeout. Need to start eating into this margin. They've done it already in the ball game. Creek puts them on his back.
That's 3 times that they've looked good. Now, they only scored once out of it, but the roll by Creek has been there.
What's Usher got in return? He comes all the way down the rim and throws it down.
You've just got to be solid defensively. Straight line blow by, and that's how he'll punish you.
So back to that 16-point margin. Foxwell now looking for something. Creek sees the double, Webster on the help, kicks it to the corner. Statman for 3. Play that music!
What's his spot? He hit one from that almost exact same spot in the win against Sydney.
Perfect time to go courtside to Nerily Meadows.
That made Mike Kelly a little bit happier. In that last time out, it was the most frustrated and vocal I have ever heard Mike Kelly with his men. He was really just trying to implore them to stay with this and not just play 3 quarters of basketball. Even Mitch Creek, the leader, took an untimely drink. He was waiting, as we're just waiting there as well, with Fox on the ground and looking in a little bit of pain. But Mitch Creek took an untimely sip of his drink, and Kelly just stared at him down, stared at him until he finished having that drink, and then continued to explain. I haven't seen Mike Kelly quite like it. He's a placid man usually.
Jeez, I think Mitch Creek can have a drink of water.
The man's got 27.
Give the man a sip.
Goodness me.
Foxwell took a hit to the mouth.
The off arm from Pinder.
And then I think they should challenge this call.
Well, I think he was in. Was he?
No, I think he was out.
Was he outside, Liam?
The officials have made this call thinking, and he is going to review it, give the wrong signal, but the referee knows what he means. They've called this as if his feet are inside the restricted area, in which case it's an automatic block because his feet are on the floor. But on that last replay, it looked like he was outside.
Wow, well spotted, Liam. It's amazing how good we are with 3 replays.
Here at the venue, Drew.
That's it, here at the venue. But from where I thought it was the right call in live action. Oh, he's well out. Excuse me.
Welcome to the party, Drewy.
Did he shuffle underneath when he got under?
Oh, he's there.
Was he there? Yeah, it certainly looks that way. Gets set there, one more step. Ooh,
I thought he was there.
Gonna be a close one.
Sam McKinnon, the Southeast Melbourne assistant coach, wants to know what we think. We usually get it wrong. Does he know that?
Yeah, I know. But they don't listen to us, so it doesn't matter, apparently. There, and he's got one more step. I think they're a chance. I'm not confident, though, but I think they're a chance. Two feet down.
After review, the coach's challenge is successful.
Yes.
Call's been overturned with an offensive foul.
Well, it's a big play. I mean, it would take something spectacular. 13 down, 6 minutes to go, but there's an air of energy in the building.
There is.
The Phoenix fans continue to believe they're going to need a massive couple of minutes right here to make things interesting.
And in this season, anything can happen. We've seen that so many times already.
Behaviour warning also to Ben Air. That's a sentence we've said a few times this season.
Foxwell for three, won't go. Air, Gack, Rosendale, Foxwell, Creek. The five for Mike Kelly, Webster, Usher, Cotton, Saar, Pinder. The five for the Wildcats, up by 13. Just under 6 minutes remaining. Cotton rises up and hits.
And if you're going to lock and trail, there is very little more that Foxwell could have done then. He contested it. That's just outstanding offense by the little champ.
Rosendale from outside splashes one in.
They're the shots they're going to need to hit. Cotton's first points for the second half down the other end. Against the Kings, the Phoenix shot nearly 50% from three. They're hovering in the low 30s right now.
Saar from the corner. Why not add that to his night? Just couldn't connect that time. Webster backs his way in on Air.
You talk about making shots, but they're not able to come up with some stops either. Saar just says, not in my house.
He gets a handful of that, and he's got a handful of blocks.
Gee.
5 for Alex Saar.
He's been so good tonight. 18 points, 5 rejections. Have a look at the Harvey Norman replay. This is Cotton. See, you're chasing over the top. Foxwell, some good action, and it's underneath out of bounds on the entry pass.
He couldn't handle it initially. Kicks it to Air.
Good looks. Good look for Foxwell. Good look for Air. It was only Rosendale able to knock one down.
Pinder from straight away. That one won't go. Luke Rosendale just quietly shooting 75% on the season from downtown.
Well, not the hugest sample size, but knocking them in nonetheless.
Or Jack Gack can't hit. When you're out there, you've got to hit him. That's what Luke Rosendale's there for. And the Wildcats lead by 15. 4 minutes, 15 remaining, and why not go to their leading scorer for most of tonight's game, Alex Saar. He kicks it cross-court to Pinder, who can't connect. Pinder's got 20, Saar's got 18. Creek has 27. Working inside on Saar, who plays some good defense. Cotton getting inside. He's fouled on the way through. And Bryce will step to the line to shoot 2.
Well, despite the fact that they haven't been shooting a high percentage from long range, the Phoenix, the reality is they've stayed in this game because they were able to keep Bryce Cotton under wraps for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Scoreless in that third quarter. He had 12 points just a moment ago, but he's on the attack right now.
He doesn't miss many at the free throw line, Bryce Cotton. Interesting little exchange between Christian Doolittle and Ty Webster. Doolittle check back in. Called Webster's number. Webster gave him a look as if to say, what, me? And then just smiled at him and went off the court. He brings plenty of energy, Ty Webster. Doing some really good things for this Wildcats team. 17 points. Here's the split between the two teams. The Phoenix have fought valiantly. Gorjak Gak throws it down inside.
They found him well. They sent the double team, but it wasn't an aggressive one. And the off-the-ball movement was good. Another good pass by Creek down that end.
Saar can't hit the jump shot. Doolittle comes up with a steal from air. Numbers advantage for the Wildcats. Pinder with the athletic move, but can't quite finish. He was fouled.
Well, they're finishing strongly, the Wildcats. Continuing to battle at the defensive end. Good steal there from Doolittle, and really pushing hard in transition to close this one out.
Reminder, you can get the ultimate VIP experience. Head to nbl.com.au/NoBullComp or scan the QR code on your screen. 2 VIP tickets to the Sydney show, flights, accommodation, merch, much more. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, some might say. 16 points is the Wildcats' lead. Pinder can't hit the second. 21 points for Keanu Pinder. 8 of 12 shooting. 9 rebounds. Been a big performance tonight. Ben Air from straight away cans the triple.
Tom really doesn't like it. And he wants to make sure there is no accidents in this 2 minutes and 51 seconds remaining.
He has been absolutely fantastic, Ben Air. Playing well above the role he's had over the course of the season. 20 points, 8 assists. Don't worry about the efficiency. It's been all hard. This kid who's having to do it the hard way to get himself into the league to begin with, and then has carved out a role on a couple of teams and showing real big heart in all kinds of games in this one tonight.
Team Creek both above 20, so back-to-back 20-point games for Ben Air. Pinder leads the Wildcats with 21. 6 Perth players in double digits. 3 for the Phoenix, Creek, Air and Foxwell.
Now, it's easy to do this, but if you just take out the difference in that first quarter, where the Phoenix just couldn't put the ball in the hole, they struggled to score. And the Perth Wildcats capitalised on that 29 points. From then on, it has been a very tightly contested contest. And you see that the Phoenix, they've had 3 or 4 possessions where you really have no complaints with the shots, given the circumstances, but they just haven't been able to make them.
Wildcats have been in the lead throughout. The Phoenix haven't led at any stage, but they've kept it close. It's never really looked like it'll completely get away from them. Got it back to single-figure a couple of times.
Well, it's going to be free throws for Usher.
Smart by Usher. He knew Rosendale was right on him and doing his absolute best to not allow him to catch it. He just put the brakes on. And Rosendale ran over the top of him.
Usher misses both. Code word is key. Head to the NBL app. Click the menu button in the top right-hand corner. Enter the code word, the Hungry Jacks button, and free cheeseburgers are coming to the southeast. And to all the Phoenix fans. Tarangi behind the back, spectacular pass to Creek. And the finish is just as good.
He's had to do a pound of work tonight, Mitch Creek. And he continues to battle away. He's hobbled. He's only on the one leg. That injury to the foot early in the first half. But he's still been able to muster up 29 points on 12 of 22 from the field.
Down to the 2-minute warning in this ball game. Usher throws it away. Tarangi comes up with it and gets it to go.
Wow, we hold the phone.
Single figures again. 1:53 remaining.
Jordan Usher has some of the most extraordinary plays. Like, I don't know how. He virtually threw that straight to the opponent. Some of the decision-making in the tight set of circumstances has been a little shaky for Usher.
And another turnover, this time Doolittle. Tarangi to air.
That was the one. That would have made it very interesting.
So we stay at a 9-point game with a minute and a half left. Who would have thought heading into this weekend the Phoenix would get a win and run the Wildcats as close as this? It's been all heart in the heartland this weekend for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. And regardless of the result in this one, they can again hold their heads high as Keanu Pinder tries to put a little bit of ice on proceedings.
Wow, that was well short.
Never looked like it.
This is not, with the trapping defenses, so the Phoenix are gambling because they need possessions and they've come up with a couple of turnovers. But this has not been a good couple of minutes for the Perth Wildcats.
And here come the Phoenix again. Creek. Thought about it to Rosendale. Air. He can't get it to go. Still a 9-point game. And now time is against the Phoenix as well as the scoreboard. Cotton just fights his way inside.
That's the game-sealing bucket. Big play from Cotton. He knows it. Thinks he should have got a whistle. Ooh, boy, they had a couple of good looks, the Phoenix. Air off the turnover. That was a huge one. Yeah. What would have been 97, 91 if he had knocked that down off the push from Tarangi.
A couple of good looks at it. Wide open threes and just not being able to knock it down, and this fan base here was ready to just explode. But the Wildcats, they've got a bit to think about. This last 2 minutes hasn't been impressive. The pressure, the turnovers, the missed free throws, 4 missed free throws in the last couple of minutes. They have not handled the pressure well. Now, in fairness, they've had a bit of a buffer to play with. But still, we're expecting at this stage of the season a little bit sharper in closing out games.
Yeah, the turnovers would be a bit of a worry for John Riley out of the weekend. That's some sloppy ones on Thursday night. Again, especially late down the stretch here, it's been an issue.
Yeah, although over the course of the night, not too bad. 6 overall. There you see the live ladder, and really, you know, we can pick apart some of the execution at the down the stretch, but what they will have done is come in here and got the job done.
Indeed.
Something Sydney wasn't able to do with this passionate home, heartland fan base, making a whole bunch of noise and stay in that race for the top spot.
4 games in 8 days, John really was telling me, so they've had some... It's been a physically demanding period as well. That's good.
On the verge of triple again.
Oh, that's interesting. One official had the charge and the other one had the block.
That to me says whoever wins this, the other coach is going to review. Wow. Was there a little extension of the arm? Was he in a good, fundamentally sound position? Looks like it. Oh.
Cody, don't put it over. Great technical.
So it's going to be a Wildcats ball. 45 seconds remaining in this one. 11-point lead to Perth. Looking for win number 16 on the season. Victory will get them assured of finishing no lower than 4th. No one beyond that spot can catch them in terms of victories Cotton again scooped to the cup. This remarkable turnaround season from John Riley and his crew will roll into the postseason.
Well, let me tell you, Ty Webster's having all sorts of fun out here. He's talking to the fans. He's
Talking to Ben here.
giving demonstrations about how he's able to...
I just can't win. I've got to call.
No, you can win on both ones tonight.
And you're in the kind of form he's in, you'll have fun. 16, 16, 20, 20 in his last 4 coming into this, and now 11, and Creek checks out.
Well done, Mitch Creek.
What a weekend of work that he's put in.
Yeah, really good stuff by Mitch Creek. When you're down on numbers, he took a lot of responsibility, and he did it well.
So another time past the 100 for the Perth Wildcats. They've made a regular thing of it down the stretch in this season. Ben Air able to stick the triple. Needed it about a minute and a half ago and unfortunately couldn't come up with it. Another sloppy turnover. Tarangi, the beneficiary. He throws it away to Cotton. And Keanu Pinder has his way with the rack. Air Jacks another one up. Doolittle rips down the rebounds. And the Wildcats come to the heartland and take away another W. They'll finish no lower than 4th this season with their 16th win. And they continue to roll.
I thought it was him. That's why I looked at you.
And play some really good basketball. Defeating the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix 103 to 91.
No, you're good with me. I thought
Credit to the Wildcats.
That was my bad.
Cotton talking it through with Vaughn Mabry, everyone getting on the same page. And they got the win. That's what they needed to do. They knew they were in for a battle. They knew the Phoenix were going to bring all kinds of heart in the heartland, as you said, Joel. And they did that. Mike Kelly just clapped his team from the sidelines as that final buzzer went. They played with all kinds of guts and determination, Drewy, but in the end, didn't quite have enough.
A lot of respect for the way the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix have gone about it these last couple of games. They had every right just to pack it up and pack it in, but they were able to fight their way through it with some grit and determination, and full credit to them.
And plenty of highlights for the Wildcats. What a star performance from the next star. Alex Sarr is with Nerily Meadows.
Alex, what a response from the Wildcats. Phoenix, they never gave in, but given that loss at home a couple of days ago, you must be proud of the group.
Yeah, it was nice. You know, we're working out. We're practicing really good, so it's nice coming away with the victory.
And you personally, can you talk us through that dunk in the third quarter? You were having some fun out there, and even this crowd was enjoying it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a good game all around, and yeah, just having fun out here.
Come on, you got to give yourself some credit for the dunk.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
And what about the blocks? It was almost like you were an adult playing junior basketball. Some of those blocks just went mild.
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to be in a good half position, and guards were doing a good job blowing up.
We'll let you get to the boys to celebrate. They're waiting for you. Ty Webster doesn't wait for anyone. Well done on your game tonight.
Thank you.
Our Foot Locker player of the game, Alex Sarr with Nerily Meadows. They're impatiently waiting for him. 5 blocks, 20 points. He had an absolute show tonight. The Wildcats winners by 12. Very happy with their work. We'll be back to wrap it all up after this.